The Madeiran large white butterfly belonged to the class of insects. Its scientific name is Pierce wallastoni and was named after Thomas Vernon Wollaston, a Madeiran entomologist. The species is described as having a wingspan of 2.5 inches. Both sexes have a distinct black patch at the apex of both forewings and a small black spot on the inner edges of both hindwings. The undersides have a grayish tint covered with tiny black specks, and the upper surface is cream white. The female is differentiated from the male by having 2 long black spots on the forewings. The species is endemic to the island of Madeira off the coast of Portugal and Morocco. Records from the 1950s indicates they were restricted to locations above 2,000 feet, including the lower Silva forest. The lower Silva forest is a rare subtropical forest confined to the Azores, Madeira, and the Canary Islands. Consequently, the species had limited habitat distribution. However, after 1950, their range expanded on Madeira, spreading to cultivated areas below 2,000 feet, where larvae could be found feeding on cultivated cabbage until the late 1980s.
The females laid sets of eggs on crucifers, caper, and monk's cress, among similar plants and veggies, because they contained resources that aided their survival. The hatched caterpillars lived in small groups at first, separating close to the time when they were ready to pupate and hibernate. One female produced multiple generations per year. The caterpillars devoured vegetable plots rich in glucosinolates, the natural chemical in cabbage, cauliflower, and the like. The adult butterflies drank flowers' nectar. Most of the Madeirans were seen from March to late October. As for their role in the environment, well, Madeiran farmers considered them pests. The species didn't play a drastically different role from its relative, the large white, mostly pollination and eating. Like many butterflies do, however, their status displayed the larger health of the island's Laurisilva, which suffered similar human-derived degradation as well. The Wollaston is considered as a subspecies of the large white, the Paris brassicae. The brassicae differs from the Wollaston in its survival in colder climates as well, such as the UK. Today, the numbers of the brassicae are healthily large. A relatable subspecies, the Cheiranthe, endemic to the nearby and similarly Mediterranean Canary Islands of Spain, is still present there. Another successful Madeiran subspecies is the prettiest little butterfly in the world, soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo.
The Paris wallastoni is not officially considered extinct, but there have not been any reliable records made of its presence since the 1980s. The cause of the extinction of the Madeiran large white butterfly can be attributed to several factors. The destruction of their habitat has been caused by logging. Logging resulted in habitat loss and the butterflies having lower chances of finding shade and shelter. With habitat loss, there is also a loss of biodiversity. The logging of the Laurisilva forest in the past 25 years resulted in a loss of 80% of the butterfly's habitat. Paris rapae, another butterfly in the same class, may have been a cause for the extinction of the Wollaston, as it may have brought a parasitoid or strain of the Granolis virus in which the large white had no resistance. The parasite, Brachynoid wasp, while in its larval form throughout Europe, can attribute to 95% death in the Paris brassicae. To put this theory to test, some Wollaston in 1974 were infected with this parasite and exhibited the same downfall behavior as the brassicae. Another cause for the extinction may have been pesticides used on cabbage, which may have killed the Wollaston. There needs to be an adequate survey of the area to see whether or not the species are truly extinct. If the species were brought back and reintroduced, it would be unlikely for its survival because of the loss of its habitat.